Okay, I'm going to demonstrate how to work through a nomogram for a fuel model that does not have a live fuel moisture component. Um, this is fuel model 13. We're using the low wind speed fuel model 13 nomogram. Uh, Over here on our fire behavior worksheet, we got a fuel model 13. We've got a fine dead fuel moisture of 10%. We've got a mid-flame wind speed of 10% and then a slope of 60%. So to start off, we've already got our turn line, and that's this curve right here. That's going to be our first turn coming off our dead fuel moisture. Now we got to figure out the next turn line, which is going to be our effective wind speed. We'll do that through this bottom left quadrant of the nomogram. So our inputs need to be our slope here at the bottom, and then the wind speed. So we'll start, we've got a 60% slope and a 10 mile an hour wind. We want to determine how much the wind or the slope acts like a wind, increases the wind on the fire. So we'll do that just starting off at 60%. Draw our line right up to our 10% here. Oops, let me do this. Okay, we got a 10 mile an hour wind and a 60% slope. We're going to turn there and we'll go over, and it looks like it's just going to be just over 2.5 miles or 12.5 miles per hour. So it's 2.5 extra miles per hour for slope is what our effective wind is. Now we come over to this quadrant, the bottom right, and we're going to make our turn line so we see where it is. And if you look at it, it's a little bit over our the top end of our wind. So this might not work very well. We'll give it a shot, but we're probably going to have to use the high uh, wind. So let's make our line anyway. So this is 11.5, goes to 12.5. So 11.5 here, 12.5. So it's not very much over 12. So we'll draw our mark so that we know where to turn up to the corner. Okay, that gives us our turn line. Now, we've got these three turn lines because, of course, you're going to always turn on this diagonal right here. Now we just need to figure out the turn line for the top corner. And that, of course, is going to be our dead fuel moisture, which we know is 10%. So we come to the 10%, and we'll just draw it from that corner down to this corner. Okay, there's our turn line. Now we're ready to make our way through the nomogram. So let's go back to our worksheet. We have got a fine dead fuel moisture of 10. So we'll start right here at 10. And we're going to go over until we hit this curve, and that's going to be our turn line. Then we'll go all the way down to the effective wind speed. Stop there. Cross to our standard turn line on the bottom left quadrant, and then up to our fine dead fuel moisture turn line right here, and then across one more time. As you can see, this also puts us a little bit above where we started, which is okay. We'll just kind of bring that line up here like that. So this kind of puts us at the not quite 50, almost 15 mile an hour wind. It's almost to the middle. If we draw a line up here, it's close to 15 mile an hour wind. And then our rate of spread will be, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 36 chains per hour. So we've got 15-foot flame lengths and rate of spread 36 chains per hour. Okay, why don't we check out the high wind speed and see if it's any different. There we go, fuel model 13, high wind speeds. So again, we're going to start off in this bottom left corner with our we'll take our mid-flame wind and our slope to try to get the effective wind. So our slope was 60%, and our mid-flame wind was 10 miles per hour. Boom, right there. That'll take us over again to just be above 12 and a half. So now if we come over here, 12 and a half is right in there. And you can see the distance from the 12 and a half and the 15. It's pretty tight, so we don't want to go too much past that 12. Just it's about right there. And we'll make our mark to the corner. Then we're going to come up here in the top left quadrant, get our dead fuel moisture. That's 10%. So we got 8, 12 right there in the middle is 10. And we'll take that down to the corner. All right, now we have our 4 turn lines. So we are ready to work our way around this nomogram. We're going to start at our 10 dead fuel moisture, find dead fuel moisture, go over to our turn line, stop there, move down, hit our effective wind speed turn line, go to the standard turn line in the bottom corner, and then up to our find dead fuel turn line, top left quadrant, and then back over here. So that takes us to, looks like a fire line intensity of 2000. If we carry that on out, it looks like 15. So 15-foot flame lengths, and then our rate of spread. So this is 50, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 35. So it looks like 35 chains per hour with a 15-foot flame length. So let's go check out what we got over here. And here we got 36. And I would actually say that that is above that notch. So that's about the same. 36 chains per hour, excuse me, with a 15-foot flame length. So these two nomograms are pretty much spot on. So you could use either one.